Hello, this is Mark. I work at one of the Apple retail store. I'm not trying to be impolite here because due to the way I dress, but it's bloody hot here in Bangkok, Thailand. This is winter in Bangkok, so it's bloody hot. But my brain is still functioning properly. Today I'm gonna talk about the law of the universe. When you trick people to spend their money, someone will trick you to spend your money too. It's the law of universe, or in Buddhism religions we call karma. Number one, Apple spent too much money for the new campus. I think they spend too much money. It doesn't have to look that way. For me, it looks like a gigantic aliens, or like aliens flying saucer, or an alien colony, or an installation of an alien base on the moon. I think it's way too expensive. It can, well, for all I know, it can purportedly accommodate up to 13,000 staffs simultaneously at the same time. Secondly, Apple spent too much money for the Beats acquisition. Well, such hefty acquisition occurs in a very limited number of circumstances. Apple spent $3 billion, and nowadays nobody got it, nobody purchased Beats headphones. So Apple is giving away the entry-level Beats headphones to its staffs for free. Apple spent too much money for the Apple Watch production costs. Spent too much money for the sapphire glass plant. Spent too much money for the productions of the OLED display, or the panel for the Apple Watch. And the Apple Watch doesn't sell very well. We buy something because we want it to feel unique. Sometimes it's not about, when people ask me in 2007, Mark, what exactly is the iPod? I said the iPod is an iPod. It's not an MP3 player. It has an Apple logo on the back of it, and they feel cool to have it in their hands. The iPhone is not a smartphone. It's an iPhone. The iPhone is not a smartphone. So, for instance, we buy a Rolex watch, but before we spend, it's kind of like we wanted people to know. Of course, some people purchase the Rolex watches because, well, they want its precision, things like that, like mechanical watch or some. But the Apple Watch is created or invented based on the fundamentals of self-interest. And when we do that with mass productions, it will fail desperately. Like, for instance, I got a fan page, and I do like free app links for charity. I handpick those apps myself, and for instance, I like this app very much, but I don't think it can be utilitarian for most people, so I don't pick that one. So we don't buy the Apple Watch because, okay, we purchased the Apple Watch, okay, apart from its features, apart from, well, you don't want to be an early adopter, or its limited features, or anything. But sometimes it's hidden underneath the shirt or suit or something, and nobody even knew that I spent $14,000 for the Apple Watch. So that's the reason why. I saw the 60 Minutes host named Charlie Rose or something. The guy asked Mr. Cook about if the second generation of the Apple Watch needed some like overhauls or revamps, and I saw disgrace, disappointment, and anger in Mr. Cook's eyes. It fails desperately. Nobody got it. And now Apple is planning to acquire the Time Warner because Apple needed its TV streaming service to make cars. The thing is, this is not an era of a new car company, because today is an era of first recalling, like the problems about the faulty or defective ignition switch or the faulty airbags from that Japanese company, or about the deceptive software that cheats the emission score, the carbon emission scores, the Volkswagen story. So Apple will fail for sure, albeit they have successfully cloned the incarnation of Henry Ford, or they invite the Mr. Lee Iacocca. They never listen to me, and Apple is planning to acquire, and this deal is pretty huge. The size is enormous, and this deal is even bigger in making the Apple cars. Apple is planning to acquire my channels, my Pubate 1 channel. I'm just joking. But I think they never listen to me. I've said millions of times that if you can't buy anything good, you don't buy anything. You're gonna make a mistake. Now you don't have a problem because, well, you still can make some profits for the investors. You never listen to Warren Buffett. The guy said, well, you're gonna have to care about the shareholder first, because some people, they spend their retirement fund to buy stocks because they want to earn something from that stock, which is the profit, like yearly profits or revenue. I think they spend too much money for that, for the installations of the alien colony, or that gigantic flying saucer. That particular, I think I saw a cannon right there at the fortress. It looks huge, like an alien base. That gigantic, with the, I think that's an engine underneath. They spent too much money to acquire Beats headphones, $3 billion, and they got next to nothing in return. Spent too much money for the production cost of the Apple Watches, and they're planning to spend the money. You're gonna have to be a smart buyer. Their planning is to acquire Time Warner, and they are making cars. You gotta be kidding me. Well, within like 2018, we can buy the Apple Care protection plan for the iCar. We got a car. But electric cars are very popular in China at the moment because they got problem about the pollution stuff and something. I have come across some articles, but I think that this guy knows what he's talking about. The thing, we have seen the deceptive softwares to lure, to cheat the carbon emission score or carbon emission test. What about an operating system? What about the mobile operating system, or the operating system for a computer that cheated us, that tricked us to think that our machines are slower, than we have to buy a new one? This is the reason why I've seen at least two $5 million cases, in damages. One for deceptive trade practices about the his iPhone his iPhone 4S was retarded by the RS9 about fault advertisement. Another case I saw is about the Wi-Fi assist. So I gotta know what I'm talking about. I'll see you as WrestleMania, brother. Thanks for watching.